Hi there, hope you're having a pleasant day wherever you may be. Today I find myself in southern Utah at the base of Cedar Mesa. That's right, I'm in the path of the 2023 Annular Solar Eclipse. The path of the 2023 Annular Solar Eclipse cuts across the southwest United States, so I came to watch it at the base of Cedar Mesa, just outside of Mexican Hat in southern Utah. So this one's a little different from my other videos since it's more of an event-based thing as opposed to the location. Granted, this is a location I love. I've made videos of Molly Point, Gooseneck State Park, Valley of the Gods. If you want to check any of those out, go right ahead. But what do you say we get back to this one? With that said, this one will also be a little more vloggy than my videos since it's less about the place and more about my experience of watching the eclipse. So what exactly is an annular solar eclipse? Well, simply put, it's just the moon passing between the sun and the earth. Now, the difference between an annular and a total is that at this point in the moon's rotation around the earth, it's at its furthest point. So when it blocks over the sun, it doesn't cover it entirely, leaving a ring of light around it. Whereas a total, it's close enough to where it blocks the entire sun and the shadow actually lands at some point on the earth. Now, the path of this particular eclipse starts off in the western U.S., kind of cuts across the southwest U.S., including southern Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. Then it kind of skirts along eastern Mexico, kind of tails off over northern South America. So I decided that I was going to come to southern Utah, Cedar Mesa area in particular, because I know this area is really beautiful. And I thought it'd be a great spot to watch it. Not to mention, it's the kind of the closest spot from home for me. So, the path of the eclipse through Utah, Arizona, New Mexico goes over largely tribal land, and in Diné culture, eclipses are viewed as a very sacred event. It's seen as sort of a renewal process between the sun, the moon, and the earth. So, as sort of a reverence and sign of respect to their deities, they actually don't witness the event. They go indoors during the course of it, and they sing songs and they say prayers and things like that. And they actually don't even want to see images of the event. So, on social media, this is actually how I learned about it. They ask that you put up a little disclaimer saying, like, hey, this is, or a little warning, this is going to be a picture of the eclipse. And since I chose to come to this region to view the eclipse, it just felt appropriate to adhere to that standard. So for this eclipse, I'm going to be using my eclipse glasses. These are the same ones that I had for the 2017 eclipse. They were still in my car 6 years later. Don't judge me. In addition to that, I'm also going to be trying out the binocular method. Unfortunately, I didn't have a way to mount the binoculars, so I'm just going to have to kind of hold it in my hands. But I think this is going to work. So tune in for that one. I'm also going to try the you can kind of barely see it, the pinhole method, where I'm just going to I punched a little pinhole in this and I'm just going to hold it over and see if I can see it. So here is what I meant by the binocular method. I'm holding the binoculars facing the sun, and I'm not looking through them because I'm not an idiot. I don't want to blind myself. But if you look over here, you get the sun. Like I said, I didn't have a way to mount it, so I'm gonna have to just hold it whenever I want to see. But had I been a little more prepared, I think this would have been a really effective way to check this out. Okay, so we're just a few minutes before, and this is what the sun looks like through the glasses. I don't think you can tell just yet, but the moon is starting to peak just from the top of the sun. From what I saw online, I think it's supposed to make kind of a curved path, starting at about 12 o'clock and ending at about like 7 or 8 o'clock. So I think that's going to be the path the moon takes. All right. The eclipse started 8 minutes ago. starting to get some, starting to see a little bit of the chunk taken out. So this is just a sweep around of the lighting. And hopefully I'll try to do this every like 20-30 minutes or so. It's tricky to get it lined up, but that is so cool. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. Had to get a little improv-y there, but this is way steadier than my hand, and this is going to be much more effective. There we go. Oh, look at that. You can see it in the lens flare. Whoa, that's so cool. So you can't see it in the actual... Whoa. Still more steady than my hand, though. Okay, so we're about 30 minutes in, and that's what the sun looks like. This is through the glasses. That is so cool. All right, so this one may be the least impressive, but there's a little pinhole there. And there we go, look at, you can see it. There it is. That's where we're at. It's almost 10 o'clock, so we're about almost a little less than half an hour. Yeah, well, we're about half an hour from totality. Okay, it's about 10 o'clock. This is what the eclipse looks like. Okay, it is 10:03. We're currently about 25 minutes. So far, it doesn't really seem, it's a little bit darker. It's a little bit. We're less than 20 minutes away. Okay, we are 15 minutes. 15 minutes from, and you can definitely see there is a little bit of a, it's not quite like, it's not like cloud cover. It's definitely sort of a darkness, like. There we go. Look at that, we're moving right along there. Look at the shadow. Look how fuzzy it is. That's not what shadows normally look like. But I guess it makes sense. You know, with the moon blocking it, it's almost like 2 points of light. So, wow, that's really cool. Okay, we are 6 minutes away. 6 minutes away. And it's definitely got a weird look to it. Like, there we go. That was brief. We are 5 minutes away. Oh, it's a very narrow margin. Okay, we are 1 minute away. has that weird quality to it with the... That is so cool. All right. I guess it's not called totality, so I guess is it annularity? Is that what it's called? Oh, look at that. The lens flare got it. Oh, look at that. Oh. All right. This is it. This is an annular eclipse. All right. We are currently in the totality of it, which, yes, far more underwhelming than the total. So, yes, if you get the chance to see a total, take it, because it's way better. Look at the little pinhole. Even the pinhole method worked. So there's the pinhole. There's the circle. This is awesome. That is so freaking cool. All right. We got about a minute left. It's about to pass. Yep. Just about done. Yep, I think we're done. Okay. We've officially completed it. No more circle. All right, so I did one just a couple minutes before it. Now it's done. Still has kind of a quality to the light, but yeah, a little underwhelming compared to the total. So these are more or less the tools of my trade. Had to get a little improv-y here with the binoculars because my hand was just not steady enough to hold the binoculars in one, the phone in the other, and then try to aim it. Like, it just wasn't working. So I needed some sort of like a fulcrum to balance on. Speaking of which, let's do a little, let's see where we're at here. Oh, almost had it. There we go. So that's where we're at on the return trajectory. So we're about 30 minutes removed. It's slowly passing by. There we go, almost got it. Yep, it's going away. So just like in 2017, the main event was over. The eclipse is actually still happening. We still got about half an hour left, but you're starting to see the mass exodus of people. Except the one difference is I saw the other one in Idaho. I was not far from I-15, which could handle a large influx of people. These are all 2-lane roads out here in southern Utah and northern Arizona, so I'm curious to see what traffic's going to be like when I do decide to leave in about an hour or two. So, wish me luck. So I'm over here in the shadow of the Moki Dugway, which is probably getting more traffic than it normally does. There's just been a steady stream of cars going up and down. Every time I've been here otherwise, there's a handful or whatever, but it doesn't feel like it's as much as today. All right, it's 12:01. The eclipse is officially over. kind of goes out like a whimper. So just to summarize, the glasses, those worked. Already knew that was going to happen. The binoculars, that worked out pretty good too. I just need to work on a way to like mount them so I'm not having to pick them up and, you know, it's more steady. The guy in 2017 had a little rig. I probably should have modeled it after that, but I didn't plan. So, and then of course the pinhole method, that one worked too. Gave you a really, really tiny little spot to look at, but very effective, very simple. And then I learned of a fourth one, the lens flare of the camera. That was really cool. Like I just kind of stumbled onto it. I was, you know, I didn't expect anything from my video, but then I kind of tweaked it a little and I saw in the lens flare, I saw the eclipse. It was really cool. Okay, so back in 2017, I saw the total solar eclipse and I was blown away by it. It was such a surreal, amazing experience. Like I just remember afterwards just like being in awe. I recorded a lot of thoughts that I had to whittle down for my video, because it was just rambling, because it was just amazing. And, you know, fast forward some time and you start to wonder, was I just prisoner of the moment? It was my first like real solar eclipse that I'd seen. And, you know, maybe it was just cool because of the novelty of a solar eclipse in general. So fast forward to 2023 and had the opportunity to get in the path of this annular eclipse, which means the moon was going to completely go across the sun. However, it was only going to block up to 90% of the light. So it's getting close to it. There's the change in light was very subtle. I mean, subtle to the sense where it was like, you know, a few minutes, several minutes before the total. And then eventually it hit. And don't get me wrong, seeing the image of the circle was really, really, really cool. It was amazing. I loved it. However, a total really is an experience. Like now I can definitively say that I was not prisoner of the moment. It really is something you need to check out. Yeah, it's on a whole other level than 90%. And I even heard after the 2017, there are people that I kind of came across that had experienced both. And they said, yeah, 90 is not, you know, it sounds like it's a lot, but it's not. You really need to see 100%. So yes, I can definitively now say total solar eclipse is amazing. Annular, even at 90% in the direct path, really cool. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I'm so glad that I did this, but it's just not on the same level. Well, that does it for this one. Thanks for joining me on this trip to watch the 2023 Annular Solar Eclipse. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you found it informative. And maybe it'll encourage you to check out some other celestial event like this for yourself. There is the total eclipse in April of 2024 for anybody that wants to look into it. So with that said, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Okay, we're just about done here.